you very much. That's a great presentation and very interesting topic. So, I was listening to some of these the items that you were bringing up, and I found the one of the things I found of interest was the international component of some of this. There are a lot of governments out there that are saying, well, you did business with us, and wherever it is, and your company may be based in Washington, for example, the USA, and we're in Indonesia, for example, and we think we deserve a tax based on that sale. So, that's in addition to a lot of the VAT and the tariffs. And so some of this stuff is going to be, how is this all going to play out? And I imagine it's a real timely topic because I imagine as, we've got predictions of revenue shortfalls and things like that coming up, that the various powers that be will be, shall we say, more proactive when it comes to collecting revenue. So it's very interesting. Opening up a chat window has implications with these Nexus rules. So I find it to be a very fascinating discussion. I've been following this since its inception. The Knowledge Group has been doing webcasts on this for a number of years. So it's very interesting how this continues to evolve after all these years. So along those lines, I'd like each of the speakers, because we're running out of time, so for the audience members, if you submitted a question and we didn't get to it or something along those lines, we will submit those questions to the speakers and we'll try to get you some answers for those offline. But having sort of, what I just went through, just considering some of the thoughts I just shared and based on your presentations, I'd like each of the speakers in the order that you presented, give us some just a couple of mistakes that you've seen in your practices that businesses may typically make when they're trying to when they're trying to leverage tax technology in this area. So can we get a couple of comments on that? And unfortunately, we're going to have to close because we are running out of time. So let's go ahead and get those two comments from our speakers. We'll start with Paul, and then we'll go over to Tim.
Yeah, I would say, probably one of the biggest mistakes we see is having departments operate in silos rather than having collaboration. So, really you need the business side, the technology side, the tax side. You need all of those people talking, communicating, and planning together, because these are things, like Tim mentioned, reaching out to all of your past customers to ask for exemption certificates. They're going to have questions that are, hey, we've been doing business for 20 years with you. Why are you asking for this now? So, making sure that everything is communicated so that it rolls out smoothly, making sure you're doing it in manageable steps, and really just making sure that everybody's involved, all the stakeholders that need to be, I would say, is probably one of the biggest things that we see tripping up a system implementation like this.
Okay, thank you for that. And Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I'd echo that. Trying to think of another big challenge, but it's really all about planning, right? For these projects to be successful, you need to have a clear vision of what it is you're looking to accomplish, identify all the stakeholders, identify the impacts. Too often we'll see projects that halfway through, somebody will say, "Oh, I thought we're going to be able to connect to this system as well." Well, that wasn't in scope. Or you run into a roadblock because you don't have access to to another platform. And so it's really just making sure that all stakeholders are identified and included in this project, because it is a project, right? It's really a transformation of how you are going to be tax compliant.